Thank you for purchasing the solar controller from US Sunlight. The solar controller works with both the solar-powered attic fan and the all-purpose ventilator, adding a temperature sensor, humidistat, and programming logic to further enhance their functionality. The solar controller works by using the existing solar panel connected to your fan, but can also be plugged into house electricity to give the fan extended runtime into the evenings or when no solar is available. The solar controller comes with two 8-foot connection cables, the controller box, the remote with batteries and the wall-mounted holster, the mounting hardware for both the controller and holster, and the AC adapter. Included in the box is a complete set of installation and operation instructions which provide useful tips and information about your solar controller, so please take a moment to read thoroughly. To install the solar controller, you will need a Phillips head screwdriver or a drill driver with a Phillips bit, a hammer, and a supply of 1/2-inch coaxial staples available from your local hardware or builder supply. Before installing the solar controller in your attic, it is recommended that you first test and confirm communication between the controller box and the remote. Plug the AC adapter into a power source and then plug it into the house power 12-volt input on the side of the controller box. The LCD should display the temperature and relative humidity. The controller box has two slide switches. The one on the left is for selecting the radio frequency channel, and the one on the right is for selecting the temperature readout in Celsius or Fahrenheit. Align the radio channel of the remote with the controller box. Both of them should be on the same channel in order to send and receive signals. Then select your desired temperature readout. Now install the included batteries in the battery compartment on the back of the remote as shown. Then press the status button once, and the corresponding temperature and humidity should now appear in the remote's LCD panel. The solar controller can be installed with or without the use of house electricity. When implementing the standard installation, the solar controller will run only on power generated from the solar panel and will provide these functions. It will read the attic temperature and humidity and display them on the controller box and remote. It monitors the fan and solar panel working conditions, and it allows the user to enable or disable the thermal switch. Installing the solar controller with house electricity will provide these additional benefits. It extends the fan operation into the evening. It allows the fan to operate when no solar is available, and intelligently limits the amount of house electricity to be used for adequate ventilation. If your solar-powered attic fan came with a mechanical thermal switch like the one shown here, you will need to remove it to install the solar controller. To remove the old switch, unplug the black and red wires from the motor and the black wire from the switch closest to the motor. Then cut the 3 zip ties to remove the switch. The controller box can be mounted on any nearby rafter provided the distance from the fan is less than 8 feet. In this example, we will mount the box on the next rafter over from the fan opening and route the wire along the rafters and ridge board to the fan. Position the controller box down and away from the underside of the roof surface at least 1 to 2 inches to allow the sensor on top of the controller to read the air temperature correctly. Then mark the 4 mounting holes for pre-drilling. Use the 4 provided mounting screws to mount the controller box as shown. The two 8-foot connection cables are bundled in the package. Remove the twist tie to separate them. Attach the first cable to the fan leads on the controller box, and then attach them to the fan motor. Make sure to attach red to red and black to black, otherwise the fan will run in reverse. Then repeat the connections with the second cable to the solar panel leads. Using the 1/2-inch coaxial staples, secure the wires to the rafters as shown. Once you have secured the wires, your solar controller is now installed and will work with the power provided from the solar panel. With the included AC adapter, you can add optional house electricity to your solar controller, which will extend the fan runtime into the evenings or when no solar is available. Simply plug in the adapter transformer into a power source, then plug the cord into the house power 12-volt input on the side of the controller box. Please remember to read the printed instructions for a complete description of the operation and features of your solar controller. If you have any questions about your solar controller, call us at 866-446-0966. US Sunlight, alternative energy for everyday life.